All right, let's talk about some mid-season awards. We're 8 games in. Brady, Offensive Rookie of the Year. First half so far.
CJ Stroud. I think CJ Stroud. I think he's played at the highest level of any of the rookie quarterbacks so far. And I guess you could throw Bijan in there, but he's been a little quiet of late.
Struggled the last couple games,
Yeah. I think it has to be CJ Stroud.
I don't have a problem with that. The current market for Offensive Rookie of the Year, CJ Stroud is -140. Puka Nacua 4-1. Jahmyr Gibbs 12-1. Yeah. Jordan Addison 14-1 and Bijan 16. Will Levis at 30-1 is a little spicy too. If he just got,
if we're saying up to this point, right? Like up to
no, yeah. I meant from a betting perspective. Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't be opposed to betting CJ Stroud at -140 because I think the Texans are a good team and they'll keep winning games. But I mean, would you go CJ Stroud as well, Deuce?
Oh, CJ Stroud without a doubt. I like the Puka Nacua one. Thing is now the Rams have kind of trailed off the last couple of weeks. We'll see where they go in the future. I thought after they beat Seattle week 1 and they were competitive throughout the first 4 or 5 weeks, I'm like, maybe this team could make a run at the playoffs, but you know how it is, Brady. At the end of the day, you still need talent on your team. And I think they're talent deficient as far as, having the main players on their team to make a run. So what Puka Nacua has done is out of this world. But if they only win like 5 games, could he technically still win it?
Maybe, it's gonna be tough. Gonna be tough without Stafford, especially if Stafford banged up. What about a defensive rookie of the year of the first half?
Stephon Witherspoon's like the first one that comes to mind. Who are you thinking?
Nah, I'm going with my guy who I preseason said would win it, Jalen Carter.
Oh, he's the favorite right now.
I mean, what he's done is ridiculous at the defensive tackle position. He's been unblockable on third down, and then everybody was worried about his effort and all that, but he went to the right team. Howie Roseman did a good job making sure that they dotted all the I's, crossed all the T's. They knew he would be comfortable there, but we've seen him play with elite effort this year, right? He's been unblockable at times. So I would say him, and then the close second is what Brady said. Devin Witherspoon would be my close second.
Yeah, I mean, Carter's banged up a little bit, right? And that was
he's back though, but he's
playing back. But I'm saying, like, I think if you look at Witherspoon, he's kind of.
Did you guys look at the odds at all before you made your picks?
No.
Okay, because Jalen Carter's -115 at FanDuel and then Devin Witherspoon +130. So I mean, like you nailed that is the perception in the market.
Guys.
Yeah. And then the next closest is Brian Branch at 10-1, Will Anderson 13. And then after that is Joey Porter.
Sneaky pick, Brian Branch.
Like I was gonna say, like if the Detroit Lions continue, man, like he's
after those 5 guys. Oh no, after those 4 guys, Will Anderson at 13-1. Next closest, Joey Porter Jr. 60-1. So really a condensed race right now. I think if I were betting that market, I think Branch and Witherspoon would be the 2 guys I'd look at just because Seattle playing so well and Witherspoon has been. He's a beast against the run.
Eagles have the best record in football, though.
That's true. Very fair. Fair.
I look at what Witherspoon's done for that secondary. I mean, he's got an interception. Yeah. He's got a couple sacks. He's kind of been like all over that defense. It's like he's really made a huge impact on a team that I think it's starting to find itself defensively. And obviously, the addition of Leonard Williams is only going to help. But he's just kind of really stood out to me as like the most consistent. And honestly, I might even throw like Jalen Carter's been a part of that too because he's been so dominant when we've seen those plays. But Brian Branch is the other one that, like, you look at that secondary and how much better the Lions are this year. And I know they brought in Cam Sutton and some others, but he's definitely a part of the reason too.
Yep.
Yeah. If you look at Witherspoon, I think, and I'll let you go, Brinson. The thing that's astonishing, Brady, is he never played slot corner, and they've put him in the slot, and he's dominated at the slot. I don't think people understand how hard that is to do if you've actually never played that position because there's so much space to cover in the middle of the field.
All right, Brady, Offensive Player of the Year. I mean, I think this comes down to probably 2 receivers and a running back that you're choosing between.
I mean, A.J. Brown would be up there, right, with what he's done. Like, he's the first that comes to mind.
Not the guy that has 1,000 yards?
I was going to say Tyreek Hill might be up there for MVP.
Oh, that's true.
Like, I mean, if we're being real, like, I mean,
correct.
It might be 2 wide receivers that we see taking that award right now. I mean, I would say that's kind of been the splash play, right? Like, yeah, I guess you could put Mahomes up there, but Statistically,
But we'll get to
speaking,
MVP. Right? So I mean, I think you're probably picking between Tyreek Hill. Tyreek Hill is the favorite right now, plus 140, and then you
And
got
AJ
Christian
Brown.
McCaffrey, and then AJ Brown are the top
Oh,
three.
Christian's in front of AJ.
Yeah, AJ Brown's plus
That's
750.
interesting.
I think that's a
I would sprinkle some money on that for sure.
Yeah, for
Yeah.
sure. Like almost 8-1 for AJ Brown put up this kind of season. McCaffrey at plus 160. Next closest Jamar Chase 20-1. Kelsey 35-1. Diggs 35-1. I mean, it feels like good.
Man.
Like you, Tyreek Hill.
Kelsey might have won it if Taylor Swift was there for every game.
You think she's going to be in Frankfurt?
I don't know. She got an international tour right now, right?
An international tour, you say?
Hey,
Show 'em in
makes
Germany,
sense.
buddy.
Hey.
I don't know where she is right now, but I think let's see, Taylor Swift tour. What about defensive player of the year, dudes?
Yeah, I'm gonna hedge my bet again. I went Myles Garrett. That's who I would go with so far this year. The Browns are playing elite defense. Couldn't squeak a win away with PJ Walker last week versus Seattle, but what Myles Garrett has done is utterly ridiculous right now. Again, I think Josh Allen is another guy that could potentially be in the defensive end, not the quarterback. He could be in that award category as well. But right now, for me, it's Myles Garrett.
How about Myles Garrett? It's kind of like my first go-to, but what about Dexter Lawrence? He's been phenomenal as the interior
Giants
defensive
just suck.
player,
That's
dude.
the only issue.
I know. That's the problem. It's like he won't get as much praise, but he should.
Yeah.
He's been phenomenal.
Yeah, yes. Micah Parsons 2-1, Myles Garrett 2-1, TJ
Really?
Watt plus 250, and then Aiden Hutchinson at 30-1. I wouldn't hate sprinkling on a little bit, just if he could pick that production back up, and he sort of slowed down the last couple of weeks. By the way, Taylor Swift, for those wondering, doesn't have another international show until Thursday, November 9th in Buenos Aires, Argentina.
Oh,
so
it's a long way away from
That's a
Germany.
far ride.
A long way away from Germany, though.
well,
Yeah.
but
Well,
is it that
she's
far?
got a plane, Brady, right?
Well, she
Yeah.
does, but she's also very conscious about her carbon footprint.
Why do you think she made an appearance at the Jets game? Because she wanted people
Yeah.
Googling Taylor Swift Jets not to see her carbon footprint. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, you can get to it's Wednesday. You can go to Germany and then fly to Argentina.
That's
Actually, I'm not gonna.
The Chiefs need her, man. They've struggled without her.
Yeah.
You say that's an expensive trip? She's Taylor Swift.
It's a lot of gas, man.
Just saying, man. Just because you have more money doesn't mean you're always going to spend it that way.
That's true. All right, Brady, do you have anything on? Did you give defensive player of the year? I was looking up Taylor Swift dates.
Yeah, I said like Miles.
He
Miles
said Dexter
Garrett's-
Lawrence.
Okay, you said all right. We'll go
No,
to
I said an interesting one would be Dexter Lawrence. Miles Garrett's who
Yeah.
like I picked before the season. That's kind of who I'd lean on here.
Dexter 100-1.
I know, which like dude, he's been awesome, but like Leger said, it usually goes to a team.
They're going to an edge guy for sure. What
Right,
about what about coach of the year?
Ooh.
Midway, I would say Pete Carroll.
Really?
Pete Carroll's all right. So Dan Campbell's the favorite at plus 230. Mike
Makes
McDaniel at
sense.
330.
I mean,
Robert
Nick Sirianni
Saleh.
and the Eagles have the best record, and he's got 2 new coordinators. It's like,
That is true.
I mean, come on.
So
give
the-
Nick Sirianni some love.
Yeah, so here's the coach of the year usually goes to the coach with the biggest increase over their preseason win total.
Mhm.
So Sirianni, because I think they're at like 11.5 or 12, which just makes it a little tough to get it.
Yeah, I get that. But it's still,
Robert Saleh, if the Jets make the playoffs,
Oh, he's got to win it.
right?
You would
Robert
think.
Saleh would be up there. What about Kevin O'Connell after the
If-
start?
yeah, the Vikings
and if
win,
with
especially
Josh
with Kirk
Dobbs
Cousins
now,
out.
like Jared
Yeah.
Hall and Josh Dobbs,
You-
like
You get Kevin O'Connell at 40-1. That's a good bet. You bet
Yeah.
Kevin O'Connell 40-1, and it's like the Vikings like win
dude.
because there's
I mean,
next
if-
4
if
games
you're-
are easy.
And here's the other thing is, even though they won 13 games last year, I think their win-loss total during the season was what 8.5 or something, or
Yeah,
9.
exactly.
I mean, they're at 4 now. They're halfway there. Like, and now considering the circumstances, now they're probably not going to win the division because they won't catch Detroit. They are 2-0 in the division though. So I mean, I
They
guess I
are.
should say never. So
All right. What about MVP? Dudes is going to have to jump off at the. We'll do MVP, take a break, and then Brady and I will talk about Thursday Night Football. Who's your MVP for the first half?
go ahead,
It's
dude.
got to be Tua.
Oh, okay. All right.
Okay.
To me, it's
I was-
Tua for sure.
See, that's the funny thing. Like, I was gonna say, like, I don't know. I mean, Tua. If you say Tua, you have to factor in then Tyreek because he's been
Tyreek,
amazing
yeah.
this
I
year.
think Tyreek's a close second, and then AJ's
So-
third.
can
I
bet
would
Ty-
say Tyreek,
Tyreek's 50-1.
and then I'd say Christian McCaffrey, and then I'd say
MVP.
Tua. Yeah,
Mahomes is the favorite at plus 270. These are all at FanDuel. Jalen Hurts 3.5 to 1, Tua plus 370. Lamar 6 to 1, Josh Allen 14, Trevor Lawrence 18, Joe Burrow 18.
Yeah, I was just gonna say. So Joe Burrow's my preseason pick, and I'm sticking by it because he.
I mean, the way he's played lately, that might be a great pick.
I'm telling you right now, 18 to 1.
18 to 1 is a good bet.
Joe Burrow.
Joe
Burrow was 6. Joe Burrow was 6 to 1 or 7 to 1 before the season, and now 18 to 1. And you could get him like when he's 100% healthy. The Bengals are playing well. They're 4-3. Like that's a good look. Or
This
4
is what
5
the
and
Bengals
3.
do every year, man.